Wetland loss. "400 years ago, there was over 220 million acres of wetlands in the United States, hosting an array of animals and plants including frogs, herons, alligators, and various types of waterfowl. Today, there's only 100 million acres left, a loss of over 50%. In the map you see, all the stuff in yellow is a moderate level of wetland loss, while the ones in pink means that there's an extremely high level of wetland loss. The loss of wetlands has hurt in particular the wildlife, which uses the wetlands as their habitat. Many migratory birds use wetlands as stops in their journeys. The loss of these habitats has affected the reproduction of these birds, which often use wetlands as a place to keep their young. Birds frequently lay their eggs in the deepest part of wetlands as to protect their young and themselves from predators, such as skunks. The loss of their habitat results in a decrease in their population due to predation and inability to protect their young. Iowa in particular has lost a lot of their wetlands. So as of now, Iowa has lost over 99% of its original wetlands. Most of them have been destroyed to make room for infrastructure, buildings, and farmland like in this picture. But the loss of wetlands doesn't just affect the wildlife, it also affects people too. Wetlands are an important part of our national ecosystem. Wetlands act as our waterways' kidneys. They filter out bad bacteria and viruses, as well as absorbing nutrients and sediments. These nutrients make wetlands a great place for fish and other animals to spawn and raise their young. They also help to filter out the pollutants we get in our waterways as well. Wetlands help to prevent erosions by helping protect against floods. In Iowa, the lack of wetlands has led to lessening of water quality in the Mississippi River. Right here is the Mississippi River in an urban area. The pollutants and sediments that would normally be filtered by wetlands get into the rivers. The Mississippi River leads all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, dumping those pollutants into the ocean, making it so the loss of wetlands affects not only our rivers, but our oceans as well. Some ways to help make new wetlands. So, although it is difficult, it is possible to create new wetlands. Wetland creation requires a lot of money, as well as materials and labor. Because of this, many environmentalists instead focus on the preservation of the wetlands we have now, preventing further loss and allowing natural wetlands to develop. Here are some natural wetlands. One way to help prevent destruction of wetlands is to build vegetated buffers. These buffers are made up of a variety of plants which help to keep toxins and pollutants out of the wetlands. These buffers also result in a decrease of erosion and provide a natural barrier to keep some predators and people out. Another way that you personally can protect wetlands is to not litter and do your best not to pollute nature. When we treat our lawns with chemicals, those chemicals can spread to areas around them, including the wetland areas. To prevent those chemicals from spreading, never use chemicals on rainy or windy days, otherwise those chemicals will wash away and into waterways. Make sure to also not let pollutants wash down storm drains. Keep areas around storm drains free from chemicals and fertilizers. In Iowa, we keep a lot of livestock on our farms. Unfortunately, livestock can overgraze, resulting in wetland loss. Keeping our livestock in certain areas can also help prevent the loss of more wetlands. In preventing wetland loss, the first step is to learn about why they are important. Wetlands are a valuable part of our ecosystem, protecting our waterways and supporting biodiversity in wildlife and plants. Of the states in the USA, Iowa is among the states that have suffered the most when it comes to their loss of wetlands. It's not too late for us, though. People around the country are moving to protect the wetlands we have and help develop new ones. State legislatures have passed laws to help protect the wetlands they have. Our nation is improving, but it's up to us to make sure our country, states, and homes protect the ecosystems we have.